This year, the 2015 Tourism Industry Conference featured several panel discussions which engaged stakeholders to dialogue on the themes service excellence, a silent seller, and digital marketing.
This year, we have changed things up a bit and have enhanced what once was the industry presentation into now a more inclusive and interactive experience for participants. While we will have an opportunity to look at the progress and achievements we have made in tourism in the past years, the newly improved model will also provide opportunities for you, our valued partners, to learn about emerging trends and innovative ways in which we can approach our individual and collective efforts in onward sustainable tourism development.
So how did Belize do? In 2014 alone, a record-breaking 1 million plus tourists visited Belize, which according to the BTB translated into more employment, increased trade and investment, entrepreneurial opportunities and investments.
The industry is strong, it's stable, tourism is growing, and there are many opportunities in new and emerging markets that the BTB is looking at and is going after for the stakeholders.
Okay, looking specifically at the performance, what are we looking at for the first half of the year and the second quarter, because we in the media haven't seen those figures yet?
2014 was a stunning year. We had massive growth, over 9% in the overnight industry, over 62% in the cruise industry.
But is the industry in trouble? In the first half of 2015, there was a dip in the number of tourist arrivals. In both January and February of this year, there was a decrease of 1% and 1.1% respectively in arrivals. Director of Tourism Karen Bevan says that the trend remained constant for the first half of 2015. The figures are, however, above the figures of 2013.
2015 so far, we had a 1.2 less growth than we had in 2014.
Over what period?
The first half of this year.
The first half. Okay.
Correct. But that is not to say that the industry is not growing. We are growing. Yes, we had a very stunning year in 2014. Further to that, if you notice, and we went into the statistics, the area that we went down in is the Canadian market. Looking at our strategies and doing our research, we recognize that there was a devaluation of currency in the Canadian market. Last year, this time, we had a 1-to-1 more or less match with the currency, the Canadian dollar versus the US dollar. This year, it's at 0.8. It's at 0.8. Sorry. So the reduction or devaluation in the Canadian dollar affected the traveling from Canada.
And how do stakeholders in the industry score the leadership of the BTB in the tourism sector? President of the Belize Tourism Industry Association, Osmani Salas, says overall its grade is good, but there's room for improvement.
The BTB has been doing a good job. We could always improve. Everybody in the industry, we can improve. We know, I mean, I represent the BTIA on the board of the BTB, and for us it is very important that the tourists that arrive, as important or even more important than the number of arrivals is the amount that they spend in Belize, the amount of money that they spend. So we at BTIA are very interested in the per capita, what the tourists spend. So the numbers this year, right, have in terms of overnight arrivals have not been going up as previous years, but if you compare it to years before that, 2013 and before, they have been higher. So I think it's a good sign, but there's more work to be done. But overall, I think they've been doing a good job.
Bevans, who has been with the BTB for the past 16 months, says that her message is that the BTB is stable. So what are the strategies for the industry going forward?
The board and us then putting strategies in place to diversify, get into new and emerging markets. We cannot continue to do things the same and expect that the market will just grow and grow if we just look at the North America market. European and the South American travelers, the market is great, the market is big, major potential, and we are looking at that now. If you recognize lately we announced the Copa flight coming to Belize, that is a part of our strategy. diversifying and getting into new and emerging markets. We do know that there are certain properties that need to enhance in quality and standards, and hence the reason, again, another strategy to help with that is that we are implementing minimum standards for accommodations and properties to help with that, to ensure that the stakeholders need some kind of assistance or some kind of strategies and help to uplift their standards. We help to bring them up to that standard so the rooms can be available, and we go hand in hand with the increased airlifts, the increased room stock, and we satisfy the demand.
Dwayne Moody for